name is Jen Fowler. I am the Vice President of the Leonardtown Business Association. Our President, Ellen Lewis, unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. She became a new grandma a few days ago, so she is spending time with her daughter and her new grandbaby. So we wish her well. The LBA was formed about 25 years ago and has played a vital role in Leonardtown as a collaborative voice to the town and the town officials. We have a wonderful partnership with the town and work together on many projects, events, and more. We are excited that our business community and the town are thriving, and we are excited to see what the future holds. I would like to introduce Chuck Stein, who will be our moderator this evening. He is a Leonardtown resident and a professor at St. Mary's College, and he will be giving you the details about how the forum is going to be run tonight.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to have two sessions. The first session is the two councilmen who are running for election. They're currently councilmen. They're running apparently unopposed. Here's the way it's going to work. There will be a 3-minute introductory session from each of them, who will give a statement about what they want to speak about for 3 minutes. And then I will be asking them questions. Some of the questions we've already got, and I will be given them, and I'll ask them. We did a coin flip earlier, and Nick was the winner, and so he's going to go first with the questions, and we'll just alternate. Each person has 2 minutes to answer the question, and then it goes to the other person. And we're going to control the time. We have 2 timers down here, and they have got colored sheets. With 30 seconds left to go, they will hold up a yellow sheet. With 15 seconds left to go, they will hold up an orange sheet. And with 0 seconds left to go, I will stop the conversation and move to the next person so we can keep this on target. Now, there are a number of questions that we already have, but if you have a question, there are people here tonight, Bob and Regina, who are over here, who have 3x5 cards. And if you're interested in asking a question, signal to them. They'll bring you a 3x5 card and a pen, and you can write your question legibly so that I can read it. That would be cool. And then they will take it from you, give it to Joe, and they will then look at the question, put it in order, and give it to me, and I'll ask it. So we're going to go about 2 3-minute sessions, and then the question and answer period. At the time, we're going to end that at 7:10. And at 7:10, we'll take a 5-minute break, and we'll switch. The 2 mayoral candidates will come up, and we'll do the same process with them. So everybody clear on how this is going to work? I'm going to try to keep it in control, and we'll see how it goes. So with that, let's start with Nick Colvin, who is the first council person who's going to speak to you for 3 minutes.
Can you hear me? So I want to welcome all of you, and I first want to say thank you to the LBA for putting this public forum together, and thank you to Joe Curley and the Rex for hosting. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nick Colvin, born and raised here in Leonardtown. I was first elected to the County Council in 2020, so this is my re-election. And a big part of why I chose to run again is because the last 4 years have been just a wonderful success for Leonardtown. We've had so many new businesses come into downtown. We have so many new activities and events. It really has been a tremendous success. And I very much look forward to being a part of that for another 4 years. And we do have some exciting and upcoming projects, more work down at the Wharf. We also have the Tudor Hall project, which is a huge project upcoming, but a lot of moving parts with that, but I'm looking forward to it. So again, thank you all for coming out. I look forward to answering all of your questions.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for all being here tonight, and thank you to the Leonardtown Business Association for hosting this event. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Jay Mattingly. I currently serve on the town council. I've served there since 2012 as the vice president of the board. We really have accomplished a lot since I've been here, seeing the town grow. And just a little more about me. I'm sorry, I'm kind of moving too quick. So I also serve on the Maryland Municipal League Board of Directors in Annapolis. That is Leonardtown is one of 157 municipalities. So I am able to get a lot of education from Annapolis and bring back to Leonardtown when I collaborate with other cities and towns. I'm also a graduate of Leadership Southern Maryland, class of 2020. So not only Leonardtown, but I was able to bring a lot of information from the other counties, Tri-County area, and bring back to Leonardtown as well as we continue to move forward. So a little bit, what I'm proud of right now is our downtown. Our outdoor seating looks absolutely amazing. Yes, we do have some challenges, but I think we have some good challenges right now. I know one concern is parking, but we're working towards correcting that issue. So as we move forward, hopefully we can make that change and make it easier to get from point A to point B. But we've done a lot in it recently with our L-Town Alley project. So that's trying to make it easier for everyone to get where you need to get and make sure you find a parking spot. It's really all about collaboration. So I will say the town council, the mayor, the businesses, the residents, we have all worked together to see Leonardtown where it is today. And I'm very proud of where it is today, and I want to continue that. And we have a lot of major projects with the Tudor Hall Farm, our waterfront, our wastewater treatment plant that we are upgrading. So I want to see that through, and I want Leonardtown to continue to thrive, more businesses to come in, more tourism. So Leonardtown, like I always said, it's on the map, and I want to continue to see it shine. And thank you all for being here, and I look forward to answering any questions tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, to answer, Mr. Mattingly, could you give us a brief description of how the council and mayor work together to make policy decisions that move the town in the right direction?
So I look at the mayor as the chief executive officer. He presents us the budget, any type of policies. The council is the legislative body. So when it comes to us, we make a vote, whether we agree or disagree on the topic, and that's how we move forward. But it's all about collaboration. It's all about teamwork. It's all about transparency, making sure we're on the same page and have a full understanding on what's coming to the table. Thank you.
Mr. Colvin, can you answer you want to read the question again?
So, as Jay mentioned, it's a collaborative effort between the council and the mayor. For those of you who don't know, there are 5 elected council members. Town has an election every 2 years. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the budget or different ordinances that we have to pass, we as the council, all 5 of us, 3 is a majority, we vote on these different issues, but we do work with the mayor on a variety of different topics, different issues. It's a great partnership, we all work together.
Okay, next question. Mr. Colvin, what plans are in place to provide a permanent, public, family-friendly restroom facility in town, in the town center? If there are no plans, why not?
So to my knowledge, I'm not aware of any. We do have public restrooms down at the wharf area. I know that a number of businesses have bathrooms that are accessible and you can use at any time. That is certainly a great topic. That's something that we can certainly discuss going forward. But as of right now, I'm not aware of any.
So as of right now, there are not any specific plans. I'm not saying that's a bad idea for us to look into as a council and mayor, but yes, to echo Councilman Colvin, we do have restrooms at the wharf, and I know they're not downtown, but we also have public restrooms at the winery. But this is something that we can take into consideration for our future as we continue to grow. But during events, we do make sure that we have adequate facilities for everybody during large events in town. Thank you.
Shortest session possible. It turns out that there are no more questions.
We have more later for the whole group.
We have a bunch of questions for the 4 of you when we're going to get together at the very end of this. But right now, we're out of questions. So unless there are some from the floor in a card, I think we'll end this session, take a quick break, and switch over and do mayor. Sound okay? All right with everybody? Okay, let's do it. We'll take a 5-minute break. We'll get the mayors up here. Each one will have 3 minutes to make a statement. And then I have a bunch of questions for them. So in previous agreement, Dan was selected to go first. And so Dan, for 3 minutes, it's your turn.
3 minutes. Can you hear me out there yet? Well, thanks everybody for coming out. Certainly appreciate it. And things are going so well in town. Things are great. I just want to kind of see that going through. My thoughts. I just want to make sure projects come to light that still continue to enhance the resident economic security, town charm, and patron safety, business growth, tourism, and fun. So, it's a fun place to live, work, and play. We just want to make it stay that way. To give you a little background, I've got some brochures been handing out. I've been the mayor of Leonardtown since 2012. Married to my wife Donna for 40 years. We have 2 daughters, Erin, Megan, son-in-laws Alan and Michael. 3 grandkids here in town, Brooke, Paige, and Tripp. I'm a graduate of Riken High School, class of 76. Active insurance agent in Leonardtown since 1981. Proprietor of Old Town Insurance Agency here in Leonardtown. Certified insurance counselor and accredited advisor in insurance. Member of the St. Mary's County Chamber of Commerce and past board member. Member of the Leonardtown Rotary Club. Past president of the Leonardtown Business Association. Past president of the Maryland Mayors Association. Past president of the Southern Maryland Independent Insurance Agents Association. Past member of Leonardtown Town Council from 86 and 87. Then again in 08 to 2012. Past member of the St. Mary's County Board of Library Trustees, past member of the Maryland Economic Development Commission appointed by the governor, past member of the Leonardtown Planning and Zoning Commission, and past member of the St. Mary's County Development Review Committee. St. Mary's County Chamber of Commerce Business Person of the Year in 2014, and Erie Insurance Quality Agent of the Year in 2010. How much time got left there? 53 seconds. Okay, I'll go quick here. So, as a pro-business, smart growth leader and small business owner, I'm committed to economic revitalization for Leonardtown, historic business and waterfront districts while protecting your hard-earned taxpayer dollars. Since being elected in 2012, working collectively with the council and dedicated town staff, Leonardtown has been remarkable revitalization. We've secured over $15 million in state grants to support town projects, expansion of the Leonardtown Wharf and Waterfront Park, state designation Arts and Entertainment District, Main Street Maryland program, and the Sustainable Communities program. I guess that's my time. Thank you.
People that are here today running for office. I'm the outsider. I've been in Leonardtown for 7 years, and I will say that the most important thing about being the outsiders, we chose to be here in Leonardtown. I don't know if you all are aware, but 7 years ago, a buddy of mine actually owns Leonardtown Ford, owns a lot of the dealerships in the Waldorf area, also the 2 in Lexington Park. And I was getting ready to retire, and he asked me if I would come and run the store. And I came down and didn't know anything about Leonardtown. And ironically, I sat outside of the Dunkin' Donuts, and I saw car after car after car go through the Dunkin' Donuts. And I said, wow, this is a really viable town. There's lots of people here. I think I can make it work. So I wound up working at Leonardtown Ford for a year as the general manager. Fast forward, we were getting ready to leave. Megan and I headed to Florida, and as it turns out, we have a 30-year-old son that we always wanted to go into business with. He came back from a trip to Europe, and I said, do you want to do a restaurant? We've been talking about doing a restaurant for 20-something years, and he goes, I'm ready. So, as I'm sure you all know, I, along with my wife Megan, of 30, how many, Megan, 37 years? 35, thanks. And my son run both the Slice House and the Slice House to Go. We also moved to Leonardtown. We lived actually on Coombs Creek for a couple of years and now have a wonderful townhouse down at the wharf that we love. We've seen so much change in Leonardtown in the last 7 years. When you think about just that short period of time, even just 5 years since we've been in business, every single vacant building in Leonardtown is now occupied or being renovated for someone that wants to come in. And I do give credit to the current administration for the work that they've done. I've worked with them obviously on 2 projects myself, and I'm very happy with the amount of help that we received to do that. But I also think that government has its purpose. And I think the most important thing that we need to do is to recognize that it's the entrepreneurs that have made this renaissance happen. I see them up there, Joe and John. We're going to call you the godfathers of Leonardtown restaurants at OTP. You look at what Nicole at Spice has done. You look at Joe at what Joe's done at the Rec. Sean, what a beautiful job you've done at Social. What Jeff's done at the Front Porch, Jackie the Hair Company. Just so many individuals that have spirit and worked hard in order to go ahead and build these businesses. And a lot of capital went into it. So I want to be the mayor because I want to see this going forward. The Tudor Hall project's going to be a big, big undertaking, and I want to see that forward.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, hang on, you have 2 minutes, and the question is, what would be your top 5 priorities as mayor?
Wow. Okay, so I think for the most part, a lot of our town is beautiful. I also think that some of our town is in need of repair. I don't think the wharf looks great. That's been my opinion. That's sort of what I've been running on. If you see the waterfront, I think the waterfront is outstanding. I think the building with the bathrooms is nice. I think Frogtown is great. But I also think that we need to get rid of those basements that are there, that have been left over from before. I think that even if we're not going to pave the parking lot, that we need to do seashells or crush and run, that needs to be improved. So the wharf would be one of my major projects. I also think that there's other things in town that while we have done a good job with the L-Town Alley and stuff, our trash cans need to be replaced in town. I think that some things that we can have, since we are an arts town, that we can collaborate with the arts community to go ahead and paint some of our boxes and things and make it look beautiful. I think we're real close to being cute, and cute is what I want to do. I know that sounds like a silly word, but I want people to feel like this is just a magical place, and I think we're close.
Okay, thank you. Next, Dan, what do you have to say? What are your top 5 priorities?
My top 5 priorities. Well, quality of life for our residents. And we do have the lowest tax rate in Southern Maryland. We're, I think, probably of the 157 municipalities, we're at the, I think, 5 or 6 lowest tax rate. We want to protect the downtown businesses, the waterfront development. This is done in a manner that protects existing downtown. And speaking of the concrete there, and actually I'm on the critical, or just been appointed to the critical areas. That area isn't in the critical area, so we have to limit what we can do. But that concrete that you're talking about, that's where the ice plant was, and it is 12 feet deep there, that concrete. So it's limited on what we can do. And we put out an RFI for a food venue down there, so we're not going to redo that parking lot until we know what we're going to do, where the food venue is going to go. And also, we just put in a contract for the place down there that's right behind the other building that's been for sale. So that's going to be additional parking down there also. So, just to do our part for the businesses, for St. Mary's and the Navy, bring businesses to the county while controlling what growth looks like. One of 2 development districts in St. Mary's County, that's what we are. So if you want growth, you want to maintain the rural character of the county, you have to allow the growth in the developmental districts. Thank you.
question, and you'll be the first person to answer.
Okay.
What do you think is the most important job of the mayor? Why do you believe you're qualified to perform that job?
Well, again, going back to my history, I've got, all the different things that I've done in the past. I think that helps the qualification. I've been part of Leonardtown all my life. I've been on all the different boards, so, that's kind of makes me qualified to continue. I just want to make sure we see these projects through before I give up.
Okay. Mr. Hill.
It's gonna be tough to follow. I see it as the eyes is what I think that it is. One of my roles when I was in the car business for 25 years is I was what was called a fixer. I'm not saying that anything's broken, but they would send me into a dealership that wasn't doing well, and it was my job to go ahead and look at the contracts and do the things that are necessary in order to make a dealership run smoother. Silly things like trash contracts. You'd be surprised at how those get out of control. So one of the things that I would certainly do, and I'm sure that they do a good job, is make sure that there's fiscal responsibility throughout the entire town. The other thing that I think that a mayor should do, which Dan does great, is be out front and be involved in all the fundraisers. Obviously we have a lot of requests for gift cards, and there's always great programs, and we try to give back by doing spirit nights at the Slice House. We can't give everybody a gift card that comes in. So fundraisers and using our different venues in order to go ahead and fundraise. And then the last thing, which I think is the most important thing in the world, is communication. If I'm the mayor, I'm going to do a great job in terms of any program, any project, anything that not only do I know about it, but my staff knows about it, that the council knows about it, and then also, more importantly, that our citizens know about it, and that we can all make a decision together.
The next question. So you hang on to the mic. Do you see yourself continuing or changing the trajectory of the town?
Without a question of a doubt, continuing. I cannot sit here and say that this renaissance that has happened in the time that Dan has been our mayor, under his watch, it hasn't been anything short of amazing. I just want to take it to the next level.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Burris?
Question again?
It's the same question. Do you see yourself continuing or changing the trajectory of the town?
Obviously continuing, so I do not want to change the trajectory because we're doing great. Again, it's a fun place to live, work, and play. We want to make sure that it keeps on going.
Okay, then I'll give you the next question.
Okay.
As mayor, how would you reconcile the needs for speed control in the town center, with the requirements of the fire department?
Speed control. We've had some people suggest that we do speed bumps, for example, to slow people down. But again, the fire department doesn't want to see that, which I understand. So because they need to get where they need to go. We haven't had any real problems, but I will say the fire department. Actually, my brother's been part of the fire department for 65 years now, so I'm in touch with them on a regular basis. And I've been working with the fire department. They're considering buying another piece of property, not downtown. So that's kind of in the works. Nothing is final, but that looks like possibly the best thing for both the fire department and downtown.
Okay, thanks. So the question again is, as mayor, how would you reconcile the needs for speed control in the town center with the requirements of the fire department?
Again, Dan talked about speed bumps, which aren't viable because of the fire department, so we can't do that. I would say that we need to obviously get with our local law enforcement, and I am a firm believer in speed traps and penalties. Unfortunately, right now, I think that the speed traps that we have are out on Fenwick. And going 45 miles an hour on Fenwick going out towards Riken isn't nearly as dangerous as, and I will say this because I road raged, I yelled at a kid the other day that was going down towards the wharf at 60 miles an hour in his pickup truck. And I pulled up alongside of him and I said, "You're going to kill somebody." And if you live at the wharf as well, and you know that you see, and I don't know what it is about diesel pickup trucks, why they have to floor them going up there, but I would try to see that if we can get to the police to just write some of the tickets, because the speed of people coming through the town, and especially going down to work, is insane. And more fines.
Then answer this one. What are the more complicated financial and infrastructure concerns the mayor must address on a daily basis?
That would be something that I would have to learn. And so obviously, I do have a very extensive business background. Obviously, the success of our two businesses also show that I do have good business acumen, so I do understand how that works. But obviously, Lachelle McKay has been here for quite some time and does an outstanding job, so I would rely heavily on Lachelle letting me know what she needs my assistance on.
Thank you. Mr. Burris?
And what was that again?
What are the more complicated financial and infrastructure concerns the mayor must address on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, infrastructure concerns, we've got our own water, sewer, and treatment plant that we need to make sure that things keep running, toilets keep flushing. We are on that every day, all day long. That's the main part of the infrastructure, I guess, but we are working every day. Again, we've got a great team, town staff, and they do a super job, so thank you all very much.
Thank you. Just keep that microphone, and here's the next question. Do you believe we need a police presence at night in the square, especially on the weekends?
Do we need a police presence at night on the weekends? I don't know of any issues with that we've had. We do have a deputy that is assigned to the town, and she's in town at different times. But we have both the state police and the sheriff's department actually housed here in town. So there's always deputies and state police around town all the time. So they do come downtown in the evenings. It's not just our deputy. So I think there is a presence there.
Thank you.
My answer would be absolutely. I don't think that anything bad happens when there's police presence. And one of the things that I would do is consider listening to whether or not people think that the wharf should be closed from dawn to dusk. Most natural parks around the country are closed dawn to dusk. And I don't think, and Joe, we would make sure that it would coordinate with your Frogtown hours. But I do believe that nothing good happens at the wharf after dark.
Thank you. What, in your opinion, are things that have occurred in the last 5 years that have been especially beneficial or especially detrimental?
Well, I certainly don't see anything detrimental. I do believe that everything is going in the right direction. Beneficial, just the not only the renovations that were done, but the quality of the renovations that were done and the quality of the businesses that have come into Leonardtown. Joe and I, he and I talk from time to time, and one of the things that we want to see is just some more retail. You know, we think the restaurants are doing great. If another restaurant were to come in, I think we'd all be fine, but we would love to see some additional retail. Unfortunately, we're running out of space, for it. I don't know if you're all aware that Billy Gibson, who now owns the car dealership, is talking about building a container city, which is going to be 20 retail containers, which are a low entry point for someone to come into business. I think it's a fantastic idea. I thought that the drawings were wonderful. The problem is he's so darn busy with everything else, I don't think it's ever going to come to fruition. And if you get a chance to come around the corner where the Slice House is, he just took the old chain link fence down around where the body shop was. what a difference. I mean, what an unbelievable transformation. And the other thing is he's also going to use some of the upcoming facade improvement grant money in order to do the outside of the body shop. So every day I see somebody else taking advantage of the facade improvement grant money and also investing their own money in the improvement of the town.
Thank you. Should I ask the question again?
No, the benefits of the last 5 years or so, the downtown waterfront plan, expanded access to the waterfront for families. The wharf had special meaning to people as they create memories there. All the different events down there, the kids that graduate, they're always down there getting their pictures taken. So we continue to grow the waterfront access. The L-Town Alley, that's been a big benefit, getting people comfortable getting back to the parking areas. Consistent leadership. And there, again, we've talked about there is no vacant buildings, which is great. The outdoor seating was a vibrancy active to the downtown. The businesses will tell you they probably would not have survived COVID if we didn't have to do the outdoor access. And then, yes, we do need to expand the downtown, and that's part of the Tudor Hall plan. Right outside of the downtown will be Tudor Hall, and that's where expanding some businesses in that area.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you wanted the detriments also?
I beg your pardon? Yes, anything, yes, by all means.
COVID, of course, was the biggest detriment. Just want to say also, the state highway, they control Route 5 and Hollywood Road. We have no control over that, so, that has been a detriment, but at least they have come through, and we're working with them. They've done some other improvements after they did the expansion, or the widening, but that eventually will go all the way from Hollywood Road to Compton Road. But it's going to be a while. Again, they haven't even designed that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and for the next question, you'll be the first to answer. Any possibility or a discussion about making the square pedestrian only? Of course, with fire department approval and access.
There hasn't really been, there's been a slight talk of that. Actually, I've been going door to door. Someone asked me, that's what you want to do, like Charlottesville down in Virginia. I don't see that happening. That doesn't mean later that it can't, but I don't see that happening at this point in time. We still need access.
Do you have any insight on that, Mr. Hubb?
During COVID, our daughter lives in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. And during COVID, all the restaurants completely took over Kennett Square, which was a major thoroughfare. Believe it or not, we stay at an Airbnb there, and you can hear the trucks going by all the time. And it was absolutely, if there's one thing that came from COVID, is that these outdoor spaces were just beautiful. I think it's a great idea. I think with the side roads that we have to get in and out, that we could possibly do it. Again, that wouldn't be a decision that I would make on my own, but I think it would be absolutely beautiful if it were pedestrian only.
Thanks. Okay, the next question is, this is a...
Where's the council guys?
They're going to be here for their questions as well, but we're going to nail you guys first. This is a tough question. Which is a higher priority to you? Keeping taxes low or funding new opportunities for Leonardtown?
Without a doubt, keeping taxes low, because I believe that when you say funding things for Leonardtown, I think that those are the individuals, those are the entrepreneurs that spend that money. That's not a town purpose.
Okay. Shall I ask the question again?
Sure.
Okay. Which is a higher priority for you? Keeping taxes low or funding new opportunities for Leonardtown?
Well, certainly we're going to keep the taxes low, but we do have opportunities with all the facade improvement programs that we've got, all the grants that we get through the state. Just remember, those don't come through the taxpayers. They come from the state. So if we don't get them, other communities are going to get them. So that's not taxing the local taxpayers for all the improvements that we've done.
Okay, the next question. Has there been a business case analysis on the planned Tudor Hall Farms project? And does existing infrastructure support a large number of planned homes and conference center, roads, schools, sewage? Has Maryland Environmental and DNR been consulted regarding the development Pristine's Martin's Fresh? The development of Pristine Martin's Fresh. So there's three questions embedded in that. The first, has there been a business case analysis of the planned Tudor Hall Farms project? And does the existing infrastructure support the large number of planned homes and conference center, roads, schools, sewage? Has Maryland Environmental and DNR been consulted regarding the development of Pristine Martin's Fresh? So
Tudor Hall Farm goes, yes, there is a plan. We came out with this a while back. And we, the town, actually owns about 2/3 of that acreage. We own all the waterfront, all the way up to McIntosh. So, and yes, the state is aware of this. The state actually purchased the property for us close to 30 years ago when it was going to be the hotel, conference center, and golf course. Golf course is not going to happen. We just recently cleaned all that up, swapped land with the policy owner, or the property owner, the developer. And yes, what was the second part of the?
So does existing infrastructure?
Yes, we're actually in the process of expanding our sewer treatment plant as we speak. So it will be ready for that. This should be ready for development in about 5 years, and we'll be ready for it.
Okay, and then the last part of that was, has the Maryland Environmental and DNR been consulted regarding the development of Pristine Martin's Fresh?
I'm not sure what you mean by Pristine Martin's.
I'm not sure either.
But Tudor Hall, has been approved by the state.
Okay, is there another development called Pristine Martin's Fresh?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you. So, should I ask the question again?
No, I got it. I don't know. No, this is the one real negative thing that I am going to say today, that I am adamantly opposed to using an outside consulting firm for the plans for the strategic downtown plan. I think that most of that project is going to be Tudor Hall, and it is the developer's responsibility and on his dime in order to go ahead and to submit plans that are approved not only by the state but by the county and by the city in order to build a development. You can't build a development without making sure that all that is met. So obviously, and especially with it being a critical area, that's not gonna happen. But I don't think that we should have spent money for an outside consulting firm. I believe that we have some great people in town that work and live here that could have done that, and I'm not sure that we benefited from the strategic plan.
Okay, thank you. I've been asking questions. There's a sufficient number of questions, so the opportunity to ask another question from the floor is now over. And now with that, I'll move on to the next question. So what is your vision for Leonardtown?
Pizza for everybody.
All right.
To make it look like Mayberry. That's the next thing that I want to see. I want to see all the little flowers. I want to see the pretty painted trash cans, and I want to see the fenced dumpsters. I want to see all those little things that when you walk in, you go, wow, this is beautiful. That's my vision.
Thank you. Mr. Burris?
I'm just looking for good decisions and growth. And just going back to the consultants, that is for our property, not the private developer's property. So we do need this consultants. And they work with other towns all over the country. So it's been a great They've come up with some great plans for our portion of the property.
Fair enough.
Not the private developers.
Fair enough.
Just to kind of verify all of it. Thank you.
Okay, so the next question is, a lot of focus of government has been focused on growth for businesses that are located in the square. What are you going to do to bring businesses to the big businesses to the regions that are outside the square?
Well, that's part of Tudor Hall. That's right, part of Tudor Hall is right on Route 5. So that's the private developer, so that's going to be happening within the next 5 years or so also. So that will expand out there. It's not just downtown.
You have some ideas, Mr. Hill?
I believe that we're responsible for Leonardtown from downtown to the McDonald's area, that shopping center down there where Leonardtown Ford is, the Salsas and Max Stappen Table and Lido Shopping Center, that's all under our jurisdiction. I believe that, again, all of it is developed, so the only thing that we can possibly do is just make some suggestions for some of the things that maybe don't look as good as they should, and a lot of them look pretty darn good.
Okay. Question. What will you do to attract more teachers to our town? With all of the planned growth and homes, more schools will be necessary to support of the new children. However, teachers aren't coming here.
That's a tough one, and I believe that a lot of that has to do with housing affordability, and with the growth of the base, with the people moving into Leonard's Grant and Clark's Rest. You see even just the smaller houses on Duke Street in town, they've gone up significantly, and obviously with mortgage rates at highs that we haven't seen in a long time, it's going to be difficult to attract people that are in that income level if we can't provide them housing. And I don't think that we're going to be providing anybody housing anytime soon. So I would definitely have to talk to the principal and the board and see where we can assist. But that's a tough one.
Okay. Mr. Burris?
Just to verify, Leonardtown Ford is not in the corporate limits of
okay. Okay.
But the used car lot is,
Aha.
yes. But D&G Custom is right where it is. As far as the affordability housing, actually, we've got more affordable housing coming to the meadows that town run. We're gonna have apartments out there and condos. There's only, on the new set, that's phase 2, there's only gonna be maybe a dozen single-family homes. And the rest will be condos or the apartments. So we do have lower housing going.
Okay. Question is, what is your definition of good quality of life for A, families with children, B, the older generation, and is that definition in the Leonardtown plan?
I don't think it's in the, not talked about in the plan itself, but that's, we live, work, and play with the older generation and the younger generation. So they both, the new developments are attracting both the older generation and the younger generation, because if you're outside of one of the growth areas, if you build a home, you've got to have 2 or 3 acres. And the older generation doesn't want to deal with that, and the younger generation doesn't want to deal with that. So we're attracting both the older and the younger generations.
And but the question was, what is your definition of good quality of life for them?
Being able to, work, live, and play, and enjoy life. That's what it's for everyone.
Okay, thanks.
I guess, I hear a lot, obviously coming from a major city where, there's something to do on every corner. I hear a lot in St. Mary's County that there's nothing to do. And I don't believe that. I believe that there's lots to do. You just have to find it, and there are people that don't even know that there's the skating rink that's right over there by the governmental center. There's a pool over at a big pool over at the college that people can join. I believe that some of the things that have done at the wharf for families have been good. And getting to something that I poo-pooed was I did read the strategic plan. The amphitheater would be amazing. There's an amphitheater in the plans. Would be amazing for both adults and children. Also a dog park. So there's a lot of little things going forward. Unfortunately, there's nothing available that we can do. So quality of life, things to do, and enjoying yourself. And my quality of life is eating, drinking, and shopping.
Okay, thank you. So, the mayor, and what leadership roles have you had that have prepared you to be the mayor? No, you got it.
I'm just kidding. Well, first of all, you have to have vision, and that's one thing that I do really well is that I see things. Vision in terms of vision and hearing, I guess is what I should say, is listening to people and what their needs are, and then executing on those decisions. In terms of leadership, I was senior class president of my high school, T.C. Williams High School, remember the Titans. I then went on to a lot of volunteer roles. I was the touchdown club president at our high school. I was also the boosters club president at our high school. One of the things that I'm most proud of is when I was a scout leader, we actually sold, we have a national record that has never been broken. We sold $28,000 worth of popcorn over that period of time. So I was what they called the popcorn colonel at the time. So a lot of what I've done is volunteered. I've volunteered since I was a kid. And obviously those are all leadership things. The high school had never had as much money as they did under my leadership, and that was by the different fundraisers, including the concession stands that made a lot of money. We brought that to the next level. So listening, and also letting people know what your thoughts are.
Okay, thanks. So maybe this question for you is, what attributes are important for the mayor? And what leadership roles have you had then to demonstrate those attributes?
Well, I think I already mentioned them, so don't need to go over those again. But no, it's working, being able to work with people, with the staff, the citizens, and just listening to everyone and working with everyone. So.
Thank you. So the next question is, how do you plan to solve or prevent people from driving the wrong direction on our one-way streets in town?
Well, there's one area that we're concerned about. That's everybody, I'm sure, is what you're talking about is right next to Sweet Bay there, and our deputy is out there, and she's going to be out there more often and making sure, and we're going to put up more signage. I learned from Jim Simpson years ago, he's a state senator. He said, you can't fix stupid. You can't legislate against stupid.
You stole my one-liner. What I plan on doing is a 30-minute tutorial on how a three-way stop works. I know that that's a very, very difficult concept, but we would have to work on. I don't know what you can do, other than just make sure that I don't think that that's as big of a problem. I mean, I think you're going to catch that if you're going the wrong way as speed. I think speed is much, much bigger problem than somebody going the wrong way.
Okay, thanks.
In town, and someone ran into the back of the town truck.
I know.
Owners know about any crime or safety issues. If so, how will you implement letting them know?
So that happens. We do that all the time. One of the reports that we get at the LBA meeting is, and at the council meetings, is from our whatever sheriff is working. So that happens now.
Okay.
I agree.
With that, I think we've asked the last question of these two guys, and I think we ought to give them a round of applause for their willingness to answer. Okay, at this time, I'd like to have another 5-minute break. Everybody stand up or wave your hands or something, and I'd like to invite the two councilmen back. And the plan is to ask them, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Hello? All right. So here is the plan. We have 4 more questions that we're going to ask each of them to answer. And then each of them is going to give a 2-minute closing statement. And then we're going to adjourn. So with that, let me start with the first question. And I'm going to start with Mr. Burris. And the question is, Michelle McKay, the town administrator, has played a vital role in the town's growth. Do you plan to continue working with her to add to her and town officers' success?
Certainly. I plan to continue with her. She's been great for the town of Leonardtown, and certainly going to continue that. We've actually brought in people to kind of work with her, so she can start to teach other people, other staff members, as what needs to be done. So, we certainly continue to keep her informed.
Okay. Colvin?
Definitely want to continue working with her. She is a tremendous asset to Leonardtown. She does an incredible job, and she works so hard. A lot of people don't realize behind the scenes what she does. Every event, every activity that goes on in town, she's out there working it. All of our town staff are. She does an amazing job. How she does it, I don't know, but she's amazing. And I very much look forward to working with her for another 4 years. She has been just tremendous.
So I tell Michelle all the time, she can't retire. So Michelle is a huge asset to Leonardtown, a huge asset to the council, the mayor. I rely on her heavily if I'm unsure of something. And when I call her and Michelle says, well, let me look that up, she's looking it up right away. She makes sure I have the answer and my homework is complete so I can make a good decision. So I appreciate everything she does. Like I said, she's a vital role and we want to keep her here. Thank you.
The answer is absolutely. She is a wealth of knowledge, and whatever I've ever needed in terms of working on the renovation projects, she's provided me with the information in a timely manner and helped us. I also see a little bit of a change recently with Eris and Emily added to the staff, and it's just wonderful to see the new blood coming in. Not that the other staff isn't wonderful, they're all great. I try to smile at all of them and say hello to all of them, and if I'm elected, I'm looking forward to working with them. But I also love this new Main Street designation, and also Eris is doing a wonderful job with communications, which I think is a key.
Thank you. Just hold on to that mic. As the next question is, residents to get their voices heard, specifically about events at the wharf.
Social media is such a big part of how everything is communicated, whether it's the town of Leonardtown, whether it's the individual businesses that are promoting what's going on. But I think we need a town board. I think we need a big community board. I think there's a small one right now that's outside of the offices that says this is what's going on in Leonardtown. So that way it's a walkable thing that people can look at. We have the boards also right next to Antoinette's Garden, and we have the boards down at the wharf that are in bad need of updating, so we could possibly put a communication board down there.
Thank you.
So I think the biggest thing I would encourage everyone to attend our town meetings. You can get a lot of information there. You can even go back and watch us on YouTube. Everything is recorded. Specifically for the wharf, I mean, events down there, same thing. We advertise heavy on social media, and we want to make sure the word is out there. And like I tell everyone, I am easily accessible, so you can even ask me or the council, the mayor, or any of our town staff. We're glad to help you and answer any questions. Thank you.
You know, without a doubt, you know, attend our council meetings, reach out to us. We all have an email, we have our cell numbers. You know, we work for you. The public puts us in these seats, so it's our job to respond to questions. And, you know, social media does play a role, but at the end of the day, what matters the most, at least in my opinion, is when you actually show up, or if you have questions. You know, if you can't show up, our meetings are live streamed. If you can't watch it live, they're recorded. You can watch it the next day, you can watch it a year later to your heart's content. So it's really an opportunity for those, reach out to us. If you have questions, if there's something that you don't understand and you think this is a dumb question, it's not. You know, it's really an opportunity for you to reach out to us. We work for you, so please don't hesitate. Contact us at any time if you need something.
Certainly agree with all three of you there. I mean, we reach out all the time, and I actually did add, this is just one of our town council agendas, and at the bottom of it, I've added 10 years ago, meet the mayor. Mayor Burris will be available for discussion for 30 minutes following the meeting. So we're available, not just during the meeting, but I can meet with you after the meeting. And yeah, as far as events go, yes, we put it out all over the place. There's boards like that said that, you know, flyers are out there. Actually, I even put flyers out in front of my office on a clipboard, and people come by and pick them up. So it's different ways of getting out there, and people do.
Thank you, thank you. So,
Well, we keep it funded mainly now with sponsors. There's a bunch of sponsors that actually keep that funding. It's not just taxpayers. So you know, we're going to continue doing that. We did reduce the usage because it's just going to be Saturdays and Sunday, Fridays and Saturdays during the summer, not Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the expense is down a little bit, but we do have all the sponsors that are still supporting it. So that's the main support there.
So when we first brought the trolley, that was funded through grants. And then the following year, you know, grants paid for some of it, but obviously, you know, with sponsorships and such. And the trolley has been, I think, a great asset for Leonardtown. It goes to all of the major neighborhoods, Academy Hills, Single Tree, Leonard's Grant, Clark's Rest, goes down to the winery. That's not even all the spots, but my point is that, you know, it certainly has been wonderful for town. We certainly want to keep that going. What we can do going forward, if we can apply for more grants, more sponsorships, something to keep that running, but it has been wonderful.
I agree. Now that we have the trolley, we do not want to take that away. We want to keep that. It's a good asset. And also, when it comes to parking in the downtown, I would highly recommend you take the trolley. It can drop you right off to wherever you want to go, a restaurant or shop, where you want to be, even goes out to the winery. So now that it's here, our plan is to continue to fund the trolley and keep it. And for those of you that have not been on it yet, I highly recommend you check it out. It's a good time. Thank you.
When they first talked about what we were spending on the trolley, I honestly thought that the number was outrageous. But you have to figure that there's insurance and all the other things. I think it's a wonderful service for the community, but does it have to be a trolley? The trolley's cool because it's a trolley, but does it have to be a trolley? So the first thing that I would do is put out an RFP to get some bids from other people to see whether or not there's another form of transportation that we can use. Again, it's cool that it's a trolley, but really, in the grand scheme of things, we just need to get people to and from home safely.
thank you. Hang on to that. Question? Does social really need to take away spaces on Fenwick Street?
Hi, Sean. I bartend at the Slice House. I have screamed from the hilltops the last 30 days at how beautiful social is and what a wonderful job he's done. and I drive by there and I see all the activity outside out front. I've been in a couple of times and just think it's just one of the most outstanding projects. I can fix anything, I couldn't do that. I mean, that's how beautiful I think it is. I absolutely think that there should not be tables out on Fenwick.
So I look at it this way. You see on social media where some people say he has 5, 6 parking spots, or that's not true. It's only 2 on Fenwick. And in the front where there's outdoor seating, that used to be a handicap parking spot. And way before social went there, we decided to move that spot due to the storm drain there. So we kept the handicap spot, we just moved it about 3 spots down. So in reality, there are 2 parking spots. And I think the council, the mayor, you know, we did all the outdoor seating during COVID, and who's to say we can't look at it again, how we want to do it, but I don't, want it to go away. I want to keep it, and I think it has made the town look vibrant. It's encouraged everyone to go to outdoor seating, tourism, so it's something I want to see stay throughout the town.
Yeah, as Jay mentioned, the outdoor seating has been a great asset for Leonardtown. With regards to social and the seating out off Fenwick Street, when we passed this ordinance back in 2021, it was based on the frontage. So obviously, the Duke Building social has frontage along Fenwick Street. Thus, he gets those 2 parking spaces. Now, I know that there are a number of individuals who criticize and say it needs to go, but I'm very much not in favor of removing it. I think it has been wonderful for all of the businesses. And at the end of the day, when you look at the outdoor seating, not just for social, but for Antoinette, Sweet Bay, and the Brex, they take up a total of 10 parking spaces. Now, some of you might think that's a lot of spaces, but at the end of the day, it's really not. And on any given weekend with decent weather, those spaces would be gone in a matter of minutes. And we're still gonna have complaints about parking. We're still gonna have the same people reaching out to us saying there's no parking in town. There is parking in town. Just because you can't park in front of the business you're going to, doesn't mean that there's not parking. It's a luxury. We all wanna be able to park right in front of the restaurant or the bar that we're going to, but it's something that we all have to deal with. Me and Jay, all of us, we don't get special parking permits or passes. We deal with the parking just as everyone else does. I'm sorry if you have to walk more than 5 or 10 steps to go to the business, but it's something we all deal with. But I think without a doubt, the outdoor seating has been tremendous.
Outdoor seating has been great. Again, it kept our businesses alive during COVID. Now, we have cut back a little bit, but the 2 spaces that he's got there and the one out front, a lot of others have 4. He doesn't have that. But just to give you an idea, the other day I walked from the New View Fiberworks back to the parking lot. That was 50 steps. I walked across the other side of the park from New View Fiberworks to right here at the Rex. That's 75 steps. So right in town, you still have 75. To get to the parking, it's 50. So it's really not that far away. We've got over 500 public spaces within a block of the square. We did a parking study in 03 and 04. We bought the lot across from Good Earth and did that parking space. And that's actually designed to put 2 stories on there. So that could be improved also. But also, our consultants actually overlaid Walmart and their parking lot over downtown Leonardtown. And Walmart and their parking lot would go from the firehouse all the way over past the Duke's Bar, the old Duke's Bar. So, I mean, that gives you an idea that there really is plenty of parking in Leonardtown, and it's not that far away. Thoughts on a parking garage? Well, if you look at our plan again, it actually has parking garages there. So we do have thoughts on that. We'll see where it goes. It is very expensive to do garages. So we're looking at possibly cooperative, but this does have parking areas. This plan does have parking areas right behind the town square in the Tudor Hall.
I can tell everyone that, yes, when it comes to a parking garage, we have had some early on initial discussions. Nothing has been set in stone. Obviously, the cost is going to be a lot. Where exactly it will go, None of those details have been ironed out yet, but we are looking at it. And it is something, as we continue to grow with the Tudor Hall project, that's a huge undertaking. We will need more parking. We all know that. We recognize that. So it is something that is in the works. As we move forward, more information will come out, and we will certainly have more discussions, and certainly the public will be involved as well. So I do look forward to that. We will need it at one point.
So I agree, we definitely need a parking garage in Leonardtown. Our initial thought was maybe on West Elm Street would be a good location. Again, not set in stone. They're extremely expensive, so I'm sure our town staff and the council and the mayor will work together for grant money. Maybe some grant money can go towards that. But as we continue to grow and in a positive way and tourism increases, I think that's going to be a good thing for us to have. And that way the streets will still be there for the sidewalks for outdoor seating and whatnot and other events. So definitely needed in the town. Thank you.
I'm speaking off the cuff, but I'm very, very unclear on what the relationship is between the fire department and the old carnival lot. That carnival lot, obviously, I know is a training facility for them, but I would say that 360 days out of the year, that lot sits vacant. Beautiful parking lot, obviously, that they just repaved. I know that they were doing some testing there today. I can't for the life of me understand why we wouldn't have a cadet sitting there and collecting $10 for parking during either, whether it be an event or whether it be a Saturday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I think it's a cash cow for them. Again, I'm not sure why that has not happened, but I think a parking garage is never going to happen, but I firmly believe that that carnival lot could be a very viable space.
Thank you very much, and thanks for all of your answers. Now what I'd like to do is to have each of you give a 2-minute clothing statement, and we'll start with a 1-minute clothing statement. Speak fast. Sorry.
Thank you all very, very much for coming out today and hearing what we had to say. From the bottom of my heart, we love Leonardtown. Our family loves Leonardtown. You all have been so good to our business. Business is soon to be business. Thank goodness we're moving to the Washington Street location here in 2 weeks. And we're excited about our next 5 years, because our first 5 years have been phenomenal. So I just want to thank everybody and let you know that if you choose me as your mayor, that I'll do a good job. I've got a track record of doing things the right way. Not that Dan doesn't, but I think I can do a good job.
I also say thank you all for being here tonight, and again, thank the Leonardtown Business Association for having this. I think it's a great time to interact with everyone and for you to ask questions and learn our vision and where we see Leonardtown in the next few years. We have the major projects, Tudor Hall coming on board, our wastewater treatment plant. So the next couple of years, we're going to be extremely busy as these take off. So I'm proud to be a part of that project. I appreciate everyone's support. Again, you can access me very easy. I'm always over town, somewhere traveling through. Thank my wife, Katie, and my parents who are here tonight. They're some of my biggest cheerleaders. So thank you.
Well, again, thank you all for coming out this evening, and I know this forum is being recorded, so for those of you who end up watching this debate, thank you all for tuning in and listening and hearing everything that we have to say. Without a doubt, we are very blessed. We have a wonderful town. We have a fantastic community. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. It truly has been an honor to have served on this council for the last 4 years, and when it comes to Election Day, next Tuesday, when it comes to the council, me and Jay, we're running unopposed. Nobody challenged us. So we're going back in by default. And some of you might say, well, why do I need to vote? What's the point? Why waste my time? Well, I would say, aside from the fact we do have a mayor's race, which you need to vote in, and of course, the most important reason, it's your right to vote. Every single one of you that shows up, you're holding us accountable. And everything we say and do and how we vote for the next 4 years. So I encourage all of you, please show up next Tuesday. It's your opportunity, it's your right. We see you as voters. We recognize you, we're working for you. So thank you all.
Thank you all for coming out. It's been a great evening, and it's always a great time in Leonardtown, so go out and enjoy. Thank you all very much.
And I want to thank you all for just spending the time and for spending the time that you do working for us. Thank you very much.
behalf of the LBA, again, I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, thank the candidates, the town staff, the LBA board members, the volunteers who helped us here tonight, the Rex for hosting us. There's some marketing. Go ahead.
Shut up, you Rex.
There's some marketing flyers on your way out for some upcoming events. There's also a sign-up sheet if you want to be on the town's email list for events and news and happenings. Those are out on the table as well. And again, as Nick said, don't forget, come next Tuesday, vote at Town Hall from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you.